Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh my goodness, it's been absolutely crazy these past few weeks. I've been moving around, and so the move is now official. Within the last week, it's been a total transit period for me. So thank you so very much for your patience with these readings, these early November readings. And all of you who supported the mid-October readings, thank you so very much for your gracious support. And I was so happy to see you guys there. All right, so there are a few announcements here as it pertains to the mid-November readings. I'll be having it same kind of protocol for this month for the mid-November 15th to the 30th readings. And I've changed a few things, okay, to help the process move forward a bit more seamlessly tech-wise. And so for one, okay, they are now available to reserve on the website, alchemy.com, link in the bio description below. The way that it'll work, okay, is when you order in the email that comes through to you via Alchemy and You, so the Alchemy and You confirmation order will be a chat link. Okay, so if you have any questions about the tech side of receiving access, okay, then you can chat via that chat link, okay? And it'll come directly to me, so I'll address it right then and there so that there's no missing emails and so on and so forth. Okay, another note, if you want to reach out via email, please email directly to alchemyandyou@gmail.com, as if there's a response or direct response to the email that has been sent out via the Alchemy and You confirmation email, it doesn't come through, okay? So I realized that, the last month, and so now it's clear that the emails need to come directly, okay, in a brand new email. So if you choose to reach out via email directly, then you can do it that way. Okay. Any other announcements? Okay, so the mid-November readings are going to be delivered on November 11th. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing it right on just a few days prior to the 15th, whenever they will be available during the month. And so if you order them any point until the 11th, know that they'll be delivered via email to you on, or perhaps even a few days before the 11th. All right. And any more announcements here? Let's see. Yes. Okay. The emails will be sent to is that which is linked to the account that you pay with. So if you're paying via PayPal, then it's your PayPal email address. So check that email address when seeking for that confirmation email to come through. And please also check your spam, just in case it goes to spam. Okay, thank you all so very much. I'm so excited to get these early November readings to you. They're beautiful. Transformations abound for us all here. And remember, we are every sign. So, right, it's a matter of how and what propensity it aligns with your particular chart. And thank you all so much again for your love, your light, your support on this journey forward. And I'll talk to you soon. Hi there, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your early November reading. Thank you so much for your patience with it. Let's get right into it now. But before we do, of course, right, general reading, and it could permeate a little before the 1st of November, a little after the 15th. Cancer. Now, before I was turn on the camera, I was meditating on your energy, and I was getting this focus on action. Okay, taking action, and I'm hearing class act, and the recognition that I'm hearing it's time to perform. Okay, it's time to perform. I'm hearing the many ways, in the many ways that we feel compelled, okay, to express our desires. Okay, these cards want to come out. 10 of Wands. Okay, I'm hearing closure. 4 of Pentacles upright. The 3 of Cups. 4-3 sequence. 3 of Cups in reverse. There's culmination here. And it's by way of your doing. It's by way of your strategizing. It's by way of your desiring for it. To see, to feel, to experience what the feeling of feeling creative, productive, purposeful means. In the moments where we feel completely aligned with what we're doing, okay. Now, you have here that just flipped out, the 5 of Wands in reverse, right over this 10 of Wands, 5 out of 10. And I was hearing for you as well, mirroring act. You have another 5 of Pentacles, right over the 6. Okay, 5, 6, another sequence here. 6 of Swords in reverse. Another 5 of Cups in reverse. Mirroring this 5 of Pentacles. And the Father of Cups upright. This is you, Cancer, and I'm hearing Scorpio as well. Maybe referencing another individual. You then have beneath the stack the 8 of Cups upright, horizontally laid, head to head in a certain way with the 3 of Pentacles. Now, you then have at the very bottom of this stacking of cards, the Moon upright, the 4 of Cups upright, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, okay, the Lovers in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, to which point the Hangman is standing straight up in its grave. Pisces' card, it says, not Cancer necessarily, but I associate the Moon, right, with Cancer. The Moon is the ruler of Cancer, naturally in the zodiac. So I'm getting that specifically for you here, specifically so, and you have 2 Moon figures here that are mirroring one another as well. The Moon on the Moon card and the Moon on the 4 of Cups. Cancer, I'm hearing Scorpio for you over and over. You have here the 9 of Cups upright, the 9 of Pentacles upright. Something is coming full circle in terms of the process of it. So, and the feeling that it's like every stage of the process is coming full circle in its own, I'm hearing, world. To which point, the many worlds that come whole, I'm hearing come whole, are what comprise the wholeness of the grander cycle of transformation. And I'm hearing it's a matter of finding place, finding home, finding our place in the many experiences, the many worlds, okay, that we have experienced to this point. And it's a process that requires of you to delve very deeply into the recesses of your mind, okay, your mind, the way that you have processed the emotionalism, the emotional side of these experiences, and it may be cyclical, okay, pattern, maybe a pattern, specifically as it pertains to matters of relationships and or perhaps a Gemini, an individual with a lot of Gemini. And the question now for you is, what is the direction of how I move through this, of how I move through the multidimensional character of what it means to create, to transform, to create holistically, and finding, I'm hearing, my form, finding my purpose, my purposefulness through my past in a certain way, as I perceive it, as I feel it, brings me to a state of feeling like I'm hearing, I'm moving, and it's the state, Cancer, I'm hearing Scorpio again for you, of I'm hearing expelling shadow in a certain way, understanding, opening ourselves to create room for light in a certain way, as we may perceive it or feel it. To even I'm here in the darkest moments, okay, where it's night. It is in those moments that we find our way to make light. And it's exactly this process, Cancer, that you realize it's a matter of me taking the action, even in the strangest of ways, as you may perceive it or feel it, even if it means, right, changing your relationship in a certain way. Excuse me, Cancer. Transfiguring your relationship to certain groups of people, certain groups and bodies of thought, of expectation for growth and transformation. Great. Sorry about that, Cancer. Okay. The computer died. Okay. What does it mean to create? What does it mean to be in a situation that technically is, I'm hearing, non-conducive for growth, as others may perceive it, perhaps, as you may perceive it, or see it, and to create in that circumstance. And so it may be that there has been a certain terrain that has marked the beginning of what success really means for you, of what stability really means for you, both in an emotional way, both in a financial, material, tangible way, and the relationship between those two frames, okay, of viewing processes of growth. Okay, the growth of self, the sort of maturation, okay, in a certain way, of, I'm hearing, emotional durability, so to speak, and vulnerability. And how both, I'm hearing, dilations work with our participation in an extroverted way, in a way that connects us, not just personally, not just internally, not just interpersonally, I'm hearing, but in a way that is constructive in the future. So what we are creating now, how does that create further down the line? And the nature of what's created now, how does that shape in a certain way how I create in the future? And so there's this setting of the groundwork of the concept. Sorry about that, Cancer. Okay, the computer cut again. Now, there is a framework, okay, of preparation for the vision of what we want to make for ourselves come to fruition. And it's I'm hearing the many vibrations, the patterns of vibrations, I'm hearing the harmonics of the experience that has led us to this point of being in such a place to recognize the beauty and the magic of creation And it's a certain appreciation, Cancer, that you have for I'm hearing the challenge specifically of the status quo. The challenge, I'm hearing the seeking, the process of seeking greater understanding of value in what it is that you do. And it's this appreciation. Now you have a number of fives, right? But the Five of Pentacles in reverse, beautiful, beautiful. There's a focus on the past with the intention of understanding it to, in a certain way, redefine it. So I'm not getting that it's like a revisiting of the past in a way that is like, thinking about this in a way that I'm hearing is a downer, is a down and out. No, as you may perceive it or feel it. I'm not feeling that. I'm getting that it's there's a practicalism to the experience, and you realize that, and you're like, this plays a part. Okay, and in fact, it's a matter of making use of the cyclicality, of the opportunity to seek deeply. Almost, it's like in the dark, yes, right, I may strain until I realize that the dark is conducive for recognizing things that I wouldn't be able to see in its light. And so it's that sort of shift in perception, Cancer, that redefines, okay, the recollection I'm hearing of your being, okay, and I'm hearing of your past. And so it's I'm hearing beautification. It's beautification. It's refreshing in a certain way as well. But there was a question, okay, of what led me here, of the many directions, the creative directions, the actions that have been taken. I'm hearing the decision points, as you may see it, as you may feel it, that lead me to this place, and in a philosophical way, in an esoteric way. This point of being ready to transform the way I participate in matters of creation. Okay, specifically career, finances. In Cancer, there's a tremendous focus on the perceptive quality of the process. But not because it's necessarily by way of the thoughts, not because it's necessarily by way of the thinking, the rationalization, but because it is an experience that is now, I'm hearing, living itself through you, that is experiencing your awareness of it. So interesting. And the dimensions of it that I'm hearing parallel in the third dimension, perhaps as regards matters of legality. Okay, you have the Son of Swords mirroring this Eight of Swords, are coming to a head, are coming very, very clear, are being confronted within the context in such a way that brings to greater light the actions that have led to this point of culmination. Okay, so legality may be playing a certain role, but not in the way of what are the thoughts that have shaped my frame of reference. I'm not getting that it's like that for you, specifically with the Eight of Swords and the Son of Swords. I'm getting that your focus is on moving through from state to state how you are compelled. And you've got the Five of Wands in reverse, almost tumbling down into the Six of Wands. So a sequence, 5, 6. The Six of Wands, the butterfly, flying up into the Five of Wands. How I move defines what I find while I'm moving. And I can't concentrate on the parameters that have characterized the process I'm hearing here too. To this point, I'm hearing I am a living embodiment of what it means not to create, I'm hearing, and stagnate in a certain way, but to create and I'm hearing complete the cycles of what it means to be created. So, Cancer, the feeling I'm getting for you is that what you're creating, you realize, it's not about creating and then resembling, okay, standing for, standing as, I'm hearing. Resembling. It's not a matter of resembling what I create in a certain way. It's a matter of realizing that I am a vessel of life flow. And it's almost like the vision I'm getting, Cancer, is like the spreading of seeds. And I'm like seeing this bird flying through the air. Specifically, it's like an eagle flying through the air and dropping little seeds along pastures and pastures of land. And the focus is not, right, the bird is not like, I planted that one seed, I'm tracking it, I'm focusing only on this, I'm only planting one seed by one seed by one seed, and that's just my focus. I want to know exactly what happens with this one seed, how it grows, and then I'm going to stand by the seed. It's like the bird, the focus for the bird is to expand. I'm hearing its range of sight. I'm hearing its visions, and in the process of creating and transferring in a certain way its essence, at the same time, simultaneously, it transforms its vision of its process of creating. But it's by way of the flowing, right? Remaining ever open to the process. It's like the bird, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm disseminating. It's like cross-pollination. It's the feeling I'm getting. Yes, I'm spreading. I'm hearing awareness. I'm also hearing challenge. But I can't get, I'm hearing, I'm not defined creatively by each and every means and method. I understand that I am creation and I naturally undergo transformations and cycles of change. And so it's this remaining open to the process of how we perceive change as well, and matters of security. Okay, you have the Father of Wands upright in the main stack here, right over this Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, right over the Sun, upright. Beautiful. There is a certain action that's becoming very clear for you that you feel you are to take. And I'm getting specifically for a number of you, this is you. Father of Wands, this is you. And there's been an awareness about this. It's like a moment of clarity where you realize it's I can't focus on the process of my realizations, how I come to them, what comes of them, what they mean, and what they lead to. It's enough for me to realize that the prospect of this change, of taking this action, of making this move, is energizing to me. And the sheer fact that I'm in this state of willingness and readiness and desire to step into, to accept, to be ready for this next chapter is validation in a certain way, is my light, is my clarity. And I am the creator. I am the observer. I'm hearing the enabler of it. And so it's interesting because Cancer, you have, and I'm hearing Scorpio for you again, you have the Sun and you have the Moon on either side of your spread. And they're exactly right, like opposite. They're also hearing perpendicular. They're polar forces. They're mirroring one another, parallel to one another. You realize, right, where there is this polarity of experience, the cyclicality, comes night, comes day. What happens at the sort of periphery, the sidelines, is always happening. I am always an observer of transformation. And how I move and accept states of transformation reveal to me what it means to me to create. Beautiful. Cancer, I'm hearing Scorpio for you very strongly, very, very strongly. Nine of Cups upright, Nine of Pentacles upright, right at the base of this Ten of Wands. Yet again, right, there's something coming to culmination. I'm getting specifically energetically, and it's I'm hearing precipice. It's just before I'm hearing the show. The show goes on the road. The show goes on. There's a dimension to it that brings to clarity, into recognition, the physical side of what we participate in, of what we create, the finances, the career. I'm hearing the nameplate. I'm hearing the song, okay, for a number of you. And then, right, there is the emotional dimension, the spiritual connection, the energetic resonance that we hold, that upholds in a certain way, that dances, this dance with what we create and manifest in the third dimension. There is an underpinning of the fusion between these two, and our guiding force through it that is intuitive, that is, I'm hearing, legally bound to these cycles, okay, in a certain way. So take it as you will. Of course, general reading, and it can be meant in many ways. There's this connection between the cycles, the states of awareness, and how we create in every state of experiencing them. And so it's almost like it's like a step, it's like almost like blocks. I'm seeing it as like blocks, like levels, like layers, okay, that lead you to the understanding of how we give of ourselves to our passions, to our dreams, how we utilize the context of our experiences to bring us to the point where we're creating what we want to create. And so there's this recollection. There's this recollection. I'm getting that much of this is energetic, much of this is esoteric. How the philosophy of the work that we do and what it means to us, and how yet again this form of creation from here on out serves as a reminder of what has led us to this point and how it leads us further into the understanding of the next. Okay, so thank you so very much, Cancer, for tuning in. I hope you had a beautiful, beautiful October, and thank you for your patience with this reading yet again. I highly recommend you check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign as well, as oftentimes those may provide you with further insights into your situation. For example, I know I resonate a lot with my moon sign, even more than my sun sometimes, so it doesn't hurt. Check it out. If you don't know your signs, you can click the link below in the description box that I provide, and that will compute them for you. Nonetheless, Cancer, I'll be back soon with your mid-November readings. Hopefully within a few days I'll have details on that. The protocol will be the same as the last month. I'll have details on how to reserve for the mid-November readings in a few days, hopefully. Okay, so thank you so much again for tuning in. Have a beautiful, beautiful early part of November, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to your early November reading. And I just wanted to update as the reading for this video was recorded a few days prior to the confirmation of the way the mid-monthly readings would be working. Okay, so the mid-November readings are now currently available to reserve via the link Alchemy and You, also available in the description box below, so you can click on that. If you go directly to the website, there should be a banner up there, and you can click that and reserve that way. Okay. Otherwise, thank you all so very much for your support. I appreciate it so very much. For those of you who perhaps were not tuned in the last month when I addressed this change in the way that the mid-monthly readings would work, this change really allows for me to continue with the mid-monthly readings. Okay, as right, I have the personal services that I offer, but I would like to continue with the general readings, giving them the time and the attention that I do. So your support in this really allows me to continue with that. So thank you so very much, all of you, for your support, your love, your light, your comments, your subscriptions, your shares. I'm so very touched by all of you, and I hope to see you in the November reading soon. All right, bye.